Hey guys, this is Nirmal here for Technique, and today we're going to do a comparison of the Xiaomi Redmi 1S with the Moto E. So both these phones are extremely popular phones. The Moto E became an instant hit soon as it was released because of the price factor. So both the devices have really great specs and performance for its price point. Now let's do a comparison of these two phones and decide which is better for the price, and also how the performance of these two devices are based on a lot of aspects like the software, the camera, battery, and the overall gaming performance. So let's start off first with the design. So you can see here both the devices have different specs, although they are priced in almost the same price range. So first step, let's take up the Xiaomi Redmi 1S. So the Xiaomi Redmi 1S has a beautiful 4.7-inch HD display and is powered by a Snapdragon quad-core 400 processor with 1 GB of RAM, and it has an 8 megapixel camera with LED flash, and also comes with 8 GB internal storage, which is expandable by micro SD card, and it has the Android 4.3 Jelly Bean and runs on MIUI. That's a custom UI from Xiaomi. So the spec wise, this phone is really impressive for its price, and it's priced at 5,999 in India and available exclusively on Flipkart. Now talking about the Motorola Moto E, this was announced back in May, and this actually turned the budget segment into a really usable phone, and it comes with a 4.3-inch QHD display. It runs on a dual-core Snapdragon 200 processor with 1 GB of RAM. It has a 5 megapixel fixed focus camera. There's no flash, and also there's no front-facing camera. It has 4 GB internal storage, which is expandable via micro SD card, and it runs Android 4.4 KitKat. So build quality and fit and finish wise, both the devices are really good. We would say Xiaomi Redmi 1S has slightly better build quality because the back cover on the Moto E is prone to dust and dirt, while on Redmi 1S it's much more better and gives it a really premium feel. Both the devices although have almost similar screen size. One is 4.3 and one is 4.7. The Xiaomi Redmi 1S is bigger because of its large bezel below the display, and you can see here it has the Moto E has on-screen buttons, while the Xiaomi Redmi 1S has touch buttons. These are red in color, and they do not have backlight. So those are the design aspects. You can see here design wise, we would say that the Redmi 1S is better because it is slimmer, and it's pretty handy as well, while on the other hand Moto E is also pretty good because it has a smaller display and is pretty compact as well. So build quality and design wise, both the devices are really good, but slightly better for the Xiaomi Redmi 1S. Now let's move into the display aspect. So you can see here spec wise, the Xiaomi Redmi 1S has a HD display, that's 720p display, while the Motorola Moto E has a QHD display that's much lesser than the Redmi 1S. So overall you can see that the display is really good on the Redmi 1S and is definitely better than the Motorola Moto E. So you can see here the viewing angles are really good on the Redmi 1S, and also the colors and the contrast ratios and the pixel density is really good on the Redmi 1S. But on the other hand, Motorola Moto E display is also good, and it's a class leading display. Not many phones have QHD display in this price point, but although Redmi 1S excels in the display aspect, the Motorola Moto E is not bad at all, and it's really better than most of the other phones in this category. Now talking about the software and the overall performance of these two devices, the Xiaomi Redmi 1S is powered by MIUI version 5, which is based on Android 4.3 Jelly Bean, and it's a totally custom UI, and it does not really resemble Android, and it has a lot of customizations and options, while on the other hand the Motorola Moto E runs Android 4.4 KitKat, and this is more or less like the core Android, and you can see almost all features which is available on the core Android. So performance wise, both the devices are really good. You don't see any lag as such in the interface. You can see both the devices are really smooth. We would say the touch interface is and the responsiveness is slightly better on the MIUI. But having said that, the overall performance and multitasking and also the gaming performance is much better on the Moto E because it has a stock Android which is in the much resource hungry like the MIUI. MIUI takes up a lot of memory, and hence there is very little memory available on the Redmi 1S for multitasking and also for gaming. So that's one really concerning factor. Even though both the devices have 1 GB RAM, the performance on the Motorola Moto E is slightly better with respect to the gaming and also multitasking, because it runs Core Android, which is much more optimized than the MIUI. Now moving on to the camera of these two devices, the Redmi 1S comes with an 8 megapixel autofocus camera with LED flashlight, while the Motorola Moto E comes with a 5 megapixel camera, and that it is fixed focus and there's no LED flash. So from the specs itself, it's clear that the real winner is Redmi 1S, and Redmi 1S has really brilliant photos and even 1080p video recording, and we already done a video sample on our YouTube channel, so you can check out the video samples of both the devices to decide which is better. Motorola Moto E photos are not that great, and here the Redmi 1S really wins by a huge margin because of the photos, the clarity of photos, and also the ability to record videos in 1080p. And also feature wise, if you see, there are quite a lot of features available in the camera when compared to the plain and very simple basic interface of the Motorola Moto E. So in the camera department, the clear winner is the Redmi 1S, which really excels in photography in this price point. Now talking about the battery life, both the devices have definitely pretty decent or you can say above average battery life, and you can definitely get a day of usage using both these devices. So overall in the battery life, there isn't a clear winner because both these devices perform pretty decently, and you can squeeze in a day of usage even if you are heavily using both these phones, say for calls, messaging, internet, gaming, and listening to music. You can still squeeze in a day with both these phones. So the battery performance on both the devices are almost similar, so there isn't a clear winner, and both the devices have a pretty decent battery life. Now talking about the overall experience and also which one is better to buy. So the Motorola Moto is priced at 6,999, while the Redmi 1S with the really better specs is priced 1k lesser at 5,999. But one of the interesting aspect of the Motorola Moto E is that it has Android 4.4 KitKat. So if you are really worried about the latest software, then the Moto E is better choice. But if you like to get more customizations with the MIUI, then we would definitely suggest you to pick the Redmi 1S, because it also has 8 GB internal storage, while the Motorola Moto E comes with only 4 GB internal storage. Although it has expandable storage via microSD card, there is an issue with Android KitKat that it cannot completely move all the files and games which are installed in the internal storage to the microSD card. So you will run out of space on the Motorola Moto E, while on the Redmi 1S you still have 8 GB internal storage, and it is expandable and you can move apps since it runs Android 4.3 Jelly Bean. So these are some of the aspects you can consider while buying a phone in this price range. So overall we would say that the Redmi 1S beats Moto E by a large margin, except for the gaming aspect and also the multitasking, where we feel the MIUI is not really smooth, and you can definitely see some lag. But overall experience, the MIUI, the build quality, the camera, the display, so taking into all these aspects into consideration, we would definitely say that Redmi 1S is the winner here. And although the Motorola Moto E is still a decent entry level phone in this category. So that's all with the comparison of the Redmi 1S with the Motorola Moto E. So if you have any specific queries regarding this comparison, you can just drop a comment and we'll be glad to help you out with your queries. If you like this video, do hit the like button, subscribe to YouTube channel for more updates, and thanks for watching this video.